What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to KVTV. I am Jay, as you know, and yeah, we're gonna be doing a quickie review on this guy right here. It's the Benett Tool Customs box. It is the 18650 version, not the XL, which is the 21700 version. I haven't gotten my hands on one, and actually, I've had this thing for probably close to a year by now, and finally getting around to getting this review done. But yeah, we're gonna look at this guy up close and personal here in a second. But before that, Advocacy. Right now, as of me recording this video, we are waiting to see the results for the USPS vape ban. We shall see how this goes. It's one of those things that they keep finding ways to cut corners on us to make us either try to like hide or this or that, but all they're really doing is creating a black market. And it's one of those things that I feel you need to at least mention in some of these things, like if you send out anything to your representatives or anything of the sort. You know, let them know you are creating a bigger black market, and it's going to become a real situation. Because look at the war on drugs. Look at what is it? Prohibition back in the 1920s. All it really did was create a criminal element and made a bigger issue for everybody than it needed to be. But alrighty, so yeah, let your reps know what's going on and all that jazz. But let's go down below and talk about the Benett Tools Customs mod. Alright guys, so here it is. This is the Benett Tool Customs box. If you guys have ever seen one in person, I can't really stress how the camera does not do it justice. Honestly, it is beautiful. It is an amazing looking box. Love that he does the buttons matchy to the doors. You can get matchy buttons and doors. You get all that kind of thing going on. I love the clear acrylic, and this does have secondary panels. I don't have them out right now, but it does have secondary frosted panels that do look pretty clean on here, but these just look that much better. Honestly, they look so much better, and I would love to get some blue Juma panels at some point. Hopefully he's able to release some for the 18650 version. I know he's moved on to 21700 mods and stuff like that, so there's not much stuff coming out for these anymore, but I wish I could find some Juma for these. All right, let's get popping in here. I don't have any packaging. I don't know how they come packaged. I bought this actually secondhand from a friend in one of the groups that I am in, so it is what it is. Alrighty, so here's your squonk bottle. I love that he goes with these square squonk bottles. They work perfect in these boxes. It's amazing. This is your silver contact. Your battery sits on here. This right here makes contact with that guy, and then the battery touches up against this guy, completing the circuit right there. Look at that. Isn't that some kind of concept? And this is all part of your squonking mechanism. Here, let me see if you could look actually down. See, you could see right there. That's where the juice comes in. Yeah, it's a little dirty. I will say, I mean nothing terrible by this, but I will say the metals in here for some reason do, like, I know this is all brass, so that's a little bit to do with it, but even this oxidizes pretty fast or easily. I don't know if it's because of where I'm at or what, but this does oxidize pretty fast, and you do got to clean it every so often. Luckily, I mean, these aren't so hard. Like this guy, you just pop it out and it'll come out, and you can just clean it up. You can just clean all this out if it bothers you. But yeah, that's the contact. Oh, and before I forget to mention, you see that hole right there, and I had to learn this the hard way, but that guy right there, bam, because I didn't look up any reviews on this, so I had to learn this on my own. But yeah, if you hit that, that's how you get that door off, if you ever want to get that door off in particular. And yeah, alright, so there is that. So you could put that door back on, but if you need to take it off, you just hit that hole right there, which I think is an amazing thing he did for this, because seriously, trying to get these off by hand is not the easiest of things. Alrighty, so, and then the button pops off as well. That kind of fell off when I took off the contact, so I can get it back in there. There you go. And see, it just sits in there, and this presses up against in here. And I did want to talk about a little bit of how the 510 connection, the 510 connecting part is done. See if I can, am I able to take this off without having to take the whole thing apart. But basically, this is a two-part system. This plate right here and this plate right here, they have a screw running through both of them, and they connect on opposite sides through there, and that's how it has it sitting on there. And it's, I don't know, I love it. I think it's actually a very, very clever way of doing this. Okay, yeah, I need a different. I thought that would work, but I need a different type of key. Alrighty, so I did find the proper thing here. Alright, so I don't know if this is actually going to fall apart or not. So I've taken it apart piece by piece, not trying to do it this way before. So we shall see. It's a learning moment for me here. Okay, so it'll drop at least that plate. We'll see. And I don't know, I just think the way he went about doing his connection, I love how it works, how it just, see? Then this one, it's kind of stuck by that plate, but that's basically that's how there you go, look at that, so easy. It's a lot easier to take out than I thought, because I've actually taken this thing completely apart piece by piece, but that's how you actually take it apart. It's a very, very simple way. And see, then it has those holes right there, then this plate, you just have it sitting like that and like that. Actually, it goes the opposite way. It goes like this, and then this one goes on the opposite side, and then those screws go while the box is actually in between it. You can tell right there. Isn't that cool? I don't know, I just think that's a really ingenious way of doing this, because most of them, it just tends to sit on there. It's not actually well placed, and I'm not saying it's done wrong, it's just it doesn't sit in there properly. You know what I mean? Alrighty, so we will put this guy back together. And yeah, like I said, I'm like, so far I've only had like one main concern or issue, but beyond that, not really much problems. It works fine, it does what it's supposed to, it does its job, so can't really complain all that much. All right, let's see if we line that up. Should I put this back together? So yeah, you just screw those bits right back up, and you're good to go. You know, like I said, this is really cool because like it uses the body of the mod itself. It uses all the components to create what it needs to do. I feel like I'm doing this all wrong and weird here. There it goes. Awesome. Always when you're doing anything with screws and things like that, make sure you do not cross thread it, because you can fuck it up and you end up losing something that you could have just saved yourself a headache from if, you know, just avoid cross threading. Alright, so you make sure this sits in there securely. You get the bottle back in its place. Alright, let's see if I can get this to sit down, because I'll say this thing does pop off really easily, and it affects how the box works if that isn't sitting like it's supposed to, so keep that in mind. Alright, so then you just put the battery in there. I'd go with the negative down. Feel this plate sits more flush with that, and then that little pin touches what it needs to there. Alright, so let me fill up this squonk bottle a little bit, and then we will show you how it works with an atomizer. Alright, so again, these Wotofo 510 bottle connector things, they're amazing. You can tell the bottle's already getting kind of full, or it's filling up. It's not getting full, but it's filling up. Alrighty, so I'm gonna let some air come out. That way I don't get like this huge bubble and all that kind of thing where it pushes out some liquid. I filled it up enough to where I could at least use it for the rest of this review. It's actually about halfway full, so that's not too bad. We'll say these bottles have a pretty good capacity. I'm not sure what they are. I'm guessing about 10 milliliters, maybe a little bit more, because I know you get these like on Fast Tech and stuff like that, and those tend to be like 8 milliliter bottles and you know all of that. So there goes that guy right there. See, hopefully I can get that. Alright, I don't know. This is being temperamental. I tried a different battery because this is a rewrap battery. I've noticed there are some mech squonker mods that are very temperamental when it comes to rewraps. Like the rewraps are a little too thick or something, so it won't really work. So here, let me see. It's working now. So there you go. Look at that. Showing some of that. And then I'll show you, let's see. I got to focus this a little bit. Alright, there's some focusing right there. So if you can see down there, there's some squonk action going. Getting all nice and juicy, and bam, look at that. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so let's get this all reassembled, and that's it right there. That is the Benett Tool Customs box. Squonk box. I will say I wish I could get my hands on a 21700 and check that guy out, because they do look pretty cool and all that, but I'll talk about it in pros and cons, so I'll catch you guys up top. So Alright guys, so that was the Benett Tool Customs mod, all close and personal. Like I said, I really like this. I'll say as far as like resin goes, this isn't like my favorite. I've come to learn that like Moondrop resin isn't my favorite, but that's still very beautiful. That whole clear acrylic body right there. And like I said, I do have some white panels for this. I just I don't care to change them out. I mean, they look fine. I would love to get my hands on some Juma ones. And like I've hit up Matt Benett about this. I've asked him if he can make some, but he's moved on to other projects, so he's kind of like, if you can find some, cool, otherwise I'm just not doing them anymore. So keep that in mind. If you get your hands on an 18650 version, trying to find accessories for it and things like that, it's a little bit more scarce. I assume if you probably hit up on some group, somebody would probably be able to hook you up, but it's one of those things. As far as like hand feel goes, really nice. I love the square bottle. They're a lot easier to fill if you like want to pull out the bottle. Square bottles don't have that issue that when you're trying to put the bottle back into place, you accidentally squeeze them. For some reason, I don't have that issue with square bottles. I don't know. Let me know your experiences with square bottles, but personally, I've not had any issues with that. We'll say as far as like keeping this whole situation in here clean, it varies from time to time. You gotta make sure. And one of the bigger issues personally I've had, let me see, I gotta focus this because it won't focus on its own. All right, well, I tried messing with it and it's being a pain in the ass, but let's see if it'll focus real quick. Okay, so you see that, like, I don't know, trying to keep all that brass and stuff like that clean, it tends to be a little bit of a pain. And the only other gripe I've ever had with this thing is this thing kind of pops off really easily. I don't know, let me see if I could do it this way. But I don't know, this thing tends to pop. Right now it's staying in place, but like if say I remove the battery, you know, as I hit my mic, which I mean, it's not that big a deal, you could always get it back into place. But if like say you don't have a battery in there, this thing does pop off really easily. You see it's already out of place, it's already fallen out of place, and that won't make contact there, so you need to like make sure you put it back into place. This comes out extremely easy, which for cleaning and stuff like that, not the world's biggest problem, but for just day-to-day function, for me personally, it tends to be a bit of an annoyance. I wouldn't say it's a problem or an issue, but it is a bit of an annoyance. And I don't know if he's corrected this in more newer models. I don't even know how old this one is, to be honest, because I bought this through a BST group, and I was able to purchase it from a friend. The dude was really cool. He had a really solid deal going on. So, you know, it's one of those things. Let's see if I can put it back into place. This one's going to be riddled with jump cuts. All right, there we go. And the panels that came with this, very amazing. They are actually glow in the dark. All the white spots and stuff like that, they glow in the dark. So that part's kind of cool. I enjoyed that. Let me show you guys. I think it's the silver beryllium copper plates is what he uses for the contacts. So check this out. Really nice. Hits really good. Gives me still like that good warm flavor that I'm looking for, you know, like with the build and all that. It just works amazing. The voltage drop isn't ridiculous, which is always a big issue with like mechanical mods, especially. You don't want that voltage drop to like really be drastic to where 2 puffs in on a fresh battery, you're already feeling that lag and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. These mods, you mostly go for like the aesthetics of it, honestly. Like, it is a very standard style squonk mod, other than like I do like the feature of how the 510 connection is placed in here. I think that is very smart, how it's 2 different plates and all this kind of thing. Is not just something that is force fit in there. So when you decide to take it apart, clean it and things like that, it doesn't you don't have to go through so much. You could just unscrew it and it just comes off very quick and easy. Very simple. But I was saying, you buy them mostly for the aesthetics. Like, I mean, like if you see a Benett Tool Customs mod, you know this grip right here, you see the B on the door, and you know it's a Benett Tool Customs mod. So, you know, again, it just turns kind of like with the Straight M0 video that I was talking about. It kind of becomes a bragging rights kind of thing. We'll say it is one of those like more non-vape budget hand friendly mods, but again, if you have the means, go for it. Help support the dude. I mean, honestly, Matt Benett, I've met him in person. I've talked to him. I've even DM'd with him about like mods and stuff like that. He's a really cool dude. Very down to earth from what I can tell. You know, I haven't had any issues with communication with the guy, and he's very available as a modder, as a person running a company. So, you know, those are all good points to have, honestly, that if you're also like a small time operation, having that personalized feeling is really cool. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. If you're a company, you're not going to get personalized feeling, and you know that already. You just know it's a bunch of faceless people that just send you emails back and forth if you have an issue. But like I was saying, like the build I have currently here is a 0.3. Yes, it's a 0.3. And I need to rewick that. It's a little bit dirty. I might rebuild it. See what I mean? That thing just fell and now is making contact in a weird spot. So do keep that in mind of, you know, how this thing will function. All right, here, I'm trying to like adjust this, because I want to make sure this thing is properly adjusted here. All right. So like I was saying, you know, really nice mod. Really, the grip is really nice. I just have like a couple of like downsides, which is you can't really get many accessories anymore for it, and then the that contact plate moves around a little bit more for my comfort. But other than that, it works fine. It hits really good once you got that all that situated properly and all that kind of thing. And then cleaning it out, like I said, very, very quick and simple. You could just tear it apart and actually go through all the components and clean them out and such things. Alrighty, so thank you guys for joining me. Go check out Vaping with the Ohmies on the Vaping with the Ohmies channel. Then come back here for Mixing It Up on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I always keep forgetting to mention the time. If you guys want to buy any juice or coils, go check out kvtvshop.com. If you guys want to, like, you know, support the channel, hit up my Patreon. There is a link down below for that. And also, Teespring, if you guys want like a Mixing It Up shirt, a KVTV shirt. I do have like KVTV Ohmies shirts, so go check that out. And a couple other things, you know, there's like sweaters, shirts, tank tops, stuff like that. So yeah, and you know, as always, do something. You know, you don't have to do everything, but you at least have to do something when it comes to advocacy. Only you can fight for your rights as an adult to vape. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys, and as always, vape on, mix on.